Oh, hey guys. I just finished my lunch here at the school. I had some chicken and vegetables, and I had an orange. That's all that's left of that. And, I thought it was about time for a little dessert. So maybe I'll just have one of these. I guess I could have more of them. Oh, wow, look at this. I've got a bunch of Easter candy left over. Maybe just one of these would be okay. Or two, or... You know what? You only live once, right? Oh, dang it. This month's virtue is temperance. Man, I feel like a fool. Well, apparently I don't have the virtue of temperance very well mastered, but I have a story of somebody who does. His name is Matt Talbot. But before we get into his story, let's remind ourselves what temperance is. Temperance is to use created things in moderation. To not go overboard like I was just about ready to do with the candy. Not to become addicted to things. Now, it could be candy. It could also be video games. It could be TV. It could be lots of things that we could kind of get addicted to. Well, back to Matt Talbot's story. His temptation to addiction came from alcohol. This was very common in Ireland in the 1800s where he lived. Most men in his family were addicted also. At an early age, Matt started drinking to imitate his brothers and his father. Pretty soon, he couldn't stop. His teenage years and his early 20s was a deepening cycle of dependence on alcohol to get through his days. He would spend his days working hard on the docks to earn money and then waste it all in the evenings on drinking. It caused him to be very poor, to the point that he had to beg for money. It said that once he even stole the fiddle from a street performer and sold it to get some money. Well, one day at age 28, he'd finally had enough of his addiction, and he took a pledge to stay sober. At first, he just committed to 3 months of sobriety. Then he extended it to 6 months, and eventually he decided to pledge not to drink for the rest of his life. It was extremely hard for him for the first 7 years. He coped by dedicating himself to prayer, especially the rosary, mass, fasting, and service to the poor. Day by day, he prayed for temperance, and day by day, God gave him the grace to stay sober. Eventually, Matt kind of perfected the virtue of temperance and was able to stay sober for 40 years until his death. He's really a great example for us as we go about living our lives. God gives us many created things, and these created things are often good. They're not bad for us in and of themselves, but it's really how we use them that can kind of be bad for us. So, as we go forward this week and the rest of this weekend, I want you to think about what are the things in my life maybe I could cut back a little bit on. Is there anything that really I'm a little bit too drawn to, and I sometimes have a hard time controlling myself? So in the meantime, I think I'll just take one piece of candy for dessert, and I'll talk to you later.